Want to look expensive without breaking the bank? Here is how.
So in today's video, I'm going to tell you 8 ways to look chic and put together, and this will apply not just for your office or your video call. It can also be applicable for your brunch outings or even for a normal shopping outing. On the days when I don't feel charged up, just looking presentable really helps me in uplifting my mood and I feel a little more charged up. Looking best version of yourself is not just about stepping out all the time. It's more about feel good factor for me. So this has been one of the requested videos on my channel where I was asked to share the grooming tips. So I just thought, let me just compile all the points which I keep in mind personally when I'm getting ready or when I want to look presentable. So this might help you, and trust me, these points are very simple. It just requires minimal effort of yours, and that will make sure that you are looking your best version. So looking presentable is not applicable just for occasions, but it's also applicable for a lot of reasons. Like even when you go to office and if your clients are coming for meeting or the foreign delegates are coming up for any board meeting or something, then you're expected to come in proper formal wears. You're expected to wear a proper ironed clothes, blazer, tie, polished shoes, whatnot. So why is all that being asked? Because it shows some kind of effort and it makes the entire atmosphere of office look more like a presentable setup, and that kind of effort is usually seen as something which shows seriousness towards your work also sometimes. Because just imagine if I go for an interview and I wear an outfit which is not properly ironed, or if the shirt is properly not tucked in and it's coming out from somewhere, and my hair is not done, my nails are not done, it will show that I'm not serious for the job. Even though the appearance and the way you dress doesn't have much to do with your work, but still the first impression is all that makes sense, right? That is why I feel looking presentable is not just meant for any particular meeting or something, but whenever you're stepping out, just put in those little efforts and that will be just more than enough. So you really don't need to invest in a lot of branded clothes or any expensive jewelry or high-end makeup products. You can do a lot with less, and trust me on this. And right now I'll just start sharing all the points. I have listed some 8 points and I'll be starting with the most important point in the beginning, and I'll also end with the most important point. So just stay tuned till the end of this video. So the first most important point is plan your outfits before itself. With that, what I mean is, like if you have a meeting or if you have any occasion coming up, just plan your outfit a day before itself. Not just your outfit, but your accessory, your footwear, your handbag, everything. Just plan it. Keep your dress ironed. That really helps in saving your time, and that is it. On the next day when you have to step out, you don't have to put in too much time and effort in thinking or deciding. You can just wear it and step out. That's all. You can save yourself from that unnecessary last minute hustle. And I'll just tell you a story of my life, like it's a story time now. So when I was working in an MNC, I used to have this 6:30 shift. Like I should have logged in at my desk at early morning 6:30. So it was really impossible for me to wake up at 5 o'clock and then decide what outfit I should wear for the day. Iron it, then wear and step out. It's not like it's not possible. I used to do it for some time, and I just found that entire process very annoying. Getting up in rush and just ironing it in the morning, I just hated that entire process. So what I started doing was, every Sunday I would decide all my 5 outfits for the week and I'll just keep them ironed. So every morning around that 5 o'clock, 5:30 time, I really don't have to put my brain into action and decide what I have to wear. Out of those 5 outfits, I have to just choose any one of it, and definitely the fold lines will be there, which I hate. So I used to just iron that fold line and I'll just wear it off, and based on that I'll just wear my accessory, and based on that I'll just choose my footwear, and that's all. I'm good to go. And my colleagues would usually ask that how come you're looking so put together in the morning, like you don't sleep or what? That kind of comments I used to get. But then they never knew that I used to do it all on just one day, and it was not an everyday effort. So this particular habit just made my mornings very peaceful, and I didn't have to go through that annoying process every morning. So I just continued that habit, and even till today, whenever I'm filming, I have this habit of batch filming where I film at least 2-3 videos in a day. So a day before itself, I iron my clothes, I keep them ready and decide my accessories. So on the day of execution, it's all about just executing the the video and not any other related process which I have to get into. And yes, ironing the clothes is definitely not a very happening job or a very entertaining job. So it is a boring task and I hate it, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So what I do is I just listen to some good music, or I put on some nice podcast, and then I get on to this ironing process. So the work is also done, the time is also productive, and I don't find the entire process also much boring. So if you have not tried it, just give it a try. Whenever you are doing any boring tasks like cleaning or ironing, just put on some good music or listen to some podcast, and the time will just fly off and the work will also be done peacefully. Since we are talking about outfits, I would like to add an important point here, and that is choose attires that make you feel comfortable, because you would know what is your personal style, right? So just choose those attires which make you feel you. And why I'm telling you is that because whenever you wear something uncomfortable, the discomfort is shown on the face, and that in turn makes you look less confident, which you wouldn't want, right? So for example, for some the sleeveless might not be comfortable, for some off shoulder might not be comfortable, for some wearing shorts might not be comfortable, or even heels for that matter. So whenever you wear something uncomfortable, you will not look that confident, so just avoid doing that. But I also don't mean that you don't explore new styles. Keep exploring new styles, try out different outfits. Initial discomfort for first or second time definitely will be there, you will have to go through that. But even after wearing a couple of times, if you still don't feel confident, or if you still don't like that particular style, skip it. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to follow all the styles. Every person is different and every person's preferences are different. So it's absolutely fine if you don't like a style after wearing it a couple of times. But make sure whatever you are wearing, it just slay it, because the way you carry yourself is all that matters, and that is all is going to make you look confident. Whatever is your comfort zone, whatever is your personal style, just figure out that and stick to that. So the next important point is about face and skin hydration, basically skincare. So more than putting effort in your makeup, put in more effort in your skincare, because that is definitely going to make even your makeup look flawless when you have a good skin underneath. See, acne will come and go, like acne I still have. Acne will come and go, but dry skin, chapped lips, and the eyebrows not done, these are all small little things which you can take care from your end, and that will have a huge impact in making you look very presentable and groomed. So make sure that you moisturize your skin. And for that, you don't have to put in too much effort. Every morning, just spend 2-3 minutes, and every night before going to bed, just spend 2-3 minutes for yourself. Take a bottle of lotion, just massage your hand, your skin, your entire body also if possible. Just massage it nicely, apply a nice moisturizer on your face, and apply a lip balm. This will not take more than 2-3 minutes of your time in the morning, and if you do the same at the bedtime also, definitely your skin will start glowing from within, and it will make your skin look very hydrated. And trust me, dry skin is a big no-no for me. I prefer not to have it, and whenever I look at somebody having a dry skin, it definitely shows lack of self-care from their end, and it's better that you just look after yourself just by spending few minutes in a day. And to have a good skin, you really don't have to be a regular visitor to parlor. Like I personally don't go to parlor much. I go there only to get my haircut done, and at the max to get my underarm hair removed. Rest of the things I take care on my own. I have never been there even to get my eyebrows done. I do it all by myself. But if you are somebody who doesn't have much time in your schedule, then it's definitely wise to go to the parlor and find people to do it for you. Just inculcate simple personal grooming habits. That is all you need to look after yourself. And since we are talking about face right now, I would also like to talk about makeup. So just figure out what works for you, and you would not need more than 5 minutes of your time before you step out to put on your makeup. So you could be a kajal person, you could be an eyeliner person, or you could be somebody who needs both. So just figure out what works for you. For me, I'm more of a kajal person. If I don't wear kajal and I look into the mirror, I feel as if I have not slept well or I have cried or something. My face kind of looks dull, and I don't prefer that. And I get comments also which I don't care, but yeah, I should like myself when I look into the mirror, right? So wearing a kajal makes me feel good. Just spare that extra 5 minutes for yourself before you step out, and that is all you need to look groomed. So whenever I'm traveling, if I don't have my entire makeup kit, it's absolutely fine, but I must have those few important items. Like you will definitely find kajal in my handbag, eyebrow palette, eyebrow is very important for me. Filling up the brows is just a game changer. Try it. So yes, I have the eyebrow palette, second item. Then I'll have a lipstick and a lipstick shade which will go with most of my outfits. And the fourth one is a concealer. That is all I need. So just make a habit of carrying those important 4-5 makeup products in your handbag, so that whenever you're traveling or sometimes whenever any unplanned work comes up when you're out, so you always have something to do your touch up, so that way it will help. So the third point is about hair, and here what I want to tell you is this, that learn 2-3 hairstyle which works well for you and which are easy to make, will not take much of your time. So it could be a half updo, it could be a bun, it could be a ponytail or something. So just have 2-3 handy hairstyles so that whenever you are stepping out, you don't have to spend too much time, but at the same time it looks like you have put in some effort. Like for example, if you are making a pony, so instead of just having a normal pony, take a hair strand, just wrap it around the rubber band, and that somehow makes the entire hairstyle look chic. So if you have a frizzy hair, then you can just apply a hair serum to keep your hair intact in a place. So these are just small efforts which you need to put in to make your hair look groomed. But yes, I would also like to add that avoid using heat or any hair chemical products on everyday basis. Whenever you need to, just use them. So the fourth point is about nails grooming, and with that what I mean is that people think that just putting in effort for their face and having a good makeup is all that is needed and they can happily neglect their hands and feet, but no, that is not the case. I feel that the hands and feet capture a good amount of attention, and so it's very important that your nails are well cleaned and it's groomed and it's cut on time to time basis, and you keep them in a way which is presentable. Your hands should be properly moisturized, your feet should be properly moisturized. These are very basic minimal things, but it's very important. Why? Because when you talk to people, we definitely use our hand for gestures, right? So there is no way that the person talking to you might not notice them, and if it's not groomed, it doesn't look that good. Like for example, story time again. In my school, there would be few teachers who used to put in extra effort to apply the nice nail polish and wear a couple of rings in their hand. So when they would explain in the class using their hand gesture, I somehow liked looking at their hands when they were explaining. Okay, I did not miss out on my lessons, but I'm just saying that it looked good to me. So likewise, I feel that when we are talking to people, it's very much possible that people tend to notice our hand and feet, so just keep them groomed. See, I would like to add 2 points here. One is that if you don't like to apply nail polish, then it's absolutely fine. All you have to just keep in mind is that your nails are clean and properly filed. And if you're somebody who doesn't prefer dark colors or bright colors as such, then maybe you can go for something neutral shade like peach or baby pink or something which matches your nail color. And if you're somebody who prefers a bright color nail polish, then just remember one thing: never ever step out with chipped nail polish. Avoid doing that. And if you have time, great, remove the entire nail polish and apply a new nail polish itself. If you don't have time, just remove it and don't apply anything and just step out. But chipped nail polish are a big no-no, and especially when you're going for any meeting or something, you would definitely don't want to enter the meeting room with the chipped nail polish, right? So just make sure to have this nail polish remover wipes in your handbag. That is a savior. And if you feel that it's an extra task for you to keep an eye on your chipped nail polish, then go for neutral shades, peach or baby pink or something, so that even if it's chipped, it's hardly noticeable. And I feel that keeping my nails groomed is more like a self-care activity for me and more like a feel-good factor for me, because in lockdown, even though I didn't have to step out anywhere, I always had some of the other nail polish color on my nails, and that somehow made me feel good. And anyways, for us girls, it's not always about dressing up for others or dressing up for any occasion, right? We do a lot of things just for ourselves, just for our feel good factor. And I'm sure you girls will agree to that. So the fifth point is about postures, and with that what I mean is that every place has a posture relevant to it, so just keep that in mind. And like when we are at home, we'll definitely not be poised with our hand gestures or the way we walk or way we sit. We can slouch and sit at home, but when you are at a gathering or when you are in a meeting, you will definitely have to keep your postures in mind and make sure that it's relevant to the place you are in. The sixth point is about footwears, and just like nails, the footwears catches attention too. And it's not about the branded footwears, I mean, it's more about a clean and neat footwear. Like even when we were in schools, we were asked to polish our shoes when you come to school, right? Because it was all part of grooming which was taught to us back in the day. And likewise, it's important that whatever you're wearing, it's neat and it's clean. And yes, have some basic colors footwears with you, like nude or beige shade or even brown and black shade, because it's not practically possible to have multiple colors of footwears with you to match all your outfits. So at least have these basic go-to colors with you, so that for every outfit you can rely on these black, brown or beige shades. Have a couple of flats with you and at least one heel, like whatever is your comfort zone, be it wedges or platforms or pointed heels. Just have at least one with you, so that whenever you wear any ethnic wear, especially saris, I feel that it looks more good when it's worn with a heel sandal than a flat. And especially when you're wearing sandals, make sure that your feet is well moisturized and groomed. So the 7th point is my favorite one, and that is about accessories. And if you know me, you would know how much I love accessories. So be it a formal occasion or any event, a good accessory will definitely enhance the beauty of your outfit. So be it rings, bangles, bracelet, watch or a neck piece or anything or all of it, it definitely makes you look more chic, put together, and it looks as if we are putting that extra effort to get ready. I feel accessories are a must, and it's not about the big accessories or something. It's not always about wearing a big jhumka or a big oversized neck piece or a kundan set or something. Even a small stud and a small neck piece itself will enhance your look. You need not over accessorize all the time. If you like doing it, great, do it. But if you don't like having too much of accessories on you, then maybe you can have few studs with you, some hoops, some silver color chains, some golden color chains, and some oversized earrings and neck pieces. Like whatever is your style, whatever resonates with you, have some collection, basic collection at least based on that, so that you can mix and match and wear it with your different outfits. So now it's the 8th and the last point, which is the most important point, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and that is about healthy body, stress-free mind and a good confidence level. And now let's take one by one. So with healthy body, what I mean is just that have a clean diet and take care of your fitness, because whenever you eat clean, it will definitely add glow to your face. And just have at least 15 to 20 minutes in everyday schedule to work out or do yoga or go for a jogging or whatever fits in with your lifestyle, whatever you like doing. Just make sure that you spend some time for fitness, and also make sure that you keep an eye on what you're eating. Don't just put in all the junk in your body, because whatever you eat shows up on your skin. If you don't eat right, you will end up having a lot of skin issues and acne and all. So just make sure that you treat your body as temple and look after it by eating clean and taking care of your fitness. So the next part is about stress-free mind, and I know it's not very easy to achieve, but it's not something impossible to achieve. All you have to do is just make sure that you keep an eye on your feelings and your stress levels, because if you don't do that, that will definitely result in some sort of skin problems or hair loss, even lack of sleep, which will end up in getting dark circles and all. So just make sure that you keep an eye on what's going on in your mind and do things which make you happy. And even if you're too busy with your work, at least have one day in a week or at least 1 hour in a day where you do something which makes you happy, because that is what is going to uplift your mood and keep you on track. And I also feel that on the days when you feel low or you don't feel good or you feel stressed, just bring in a habit of meditating or at least journaling. Like just brain dump whatever is on your mind, just write it on a piece of paper. That will really help in making you feel a bit lighter. So just try it. Either you meditate or you journal or you do something which makes you happy, anything, but just make sure to be as stress-free as possible. The next important aspect is about confidence, because your confidence plays a vital role in making you look put together, and it's your body language and your smile which reflects that. So it's very important that you look confident, you feel confident. And if you think that you don't feel confident, then let me just tell you, it's only you who knows that you are not confident. It's just in your mind, right? So you really don't have to let others know.
Repeating it again, people won't know you're lacking confidence unless you reveal it through your expressions, gestures, or words. So why not keep it to yourself?
So just fake it till you feel that you're confident enough. So just think that you're confident, you're good to go and all that. So just keep telling good things to yourself, so that that becomes a habit and you start believing that you're confident, and that will definitely reflect in your postures, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way you smile, the way you talk. it will impact a lot of things. So you definitely have to work on that. Initially, if you feel that you're not good enough or you're not confident enough, then just fake being confident, because eventually it will become a habit of yours. And like for example, most of us have seen the movie Jab We Met, and in that most of us love the character Geet. Why? Because that particular character has so much self-love and is so confident, because self-love and confidence is the most important thing, and that is the most captivating thing in anyone's personality. So it's important that we all have that particular aspect in our personality too. So just work on it. It's not something very impossible to achieve. The more you love yourself, the more confident you will become, and just take care of yourself by taking care of your diet and your fitness. So that is it, guys. We have come to the end of this video. I really hope you found this video useful, and if you did, then please take a moment to subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever the next video is up on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.